morning again. This is October the 16th. Time to be getting ready for these frames and stuff, y'all. So I'm gonna show you the way I build my my frames. This is a box, and it's, you could use the same thing as a super size, but I think this one's about 5 inches high. That way it will take care of the deeps and the supers. And today we're going to be building deeps. And this is the way I do it. I take, this thing here is on the inside is 15 by 18 on the inside. And then it's got little splits right here on both sides for the board to go through. And we take a board. Some people say use rubber bands and all this stuff to hold these boards tight. Not necessary. Stick that in there. Stick one back here. Then we take 10. Me, I like to start with the bottoms first. Or the bottom up first, I should say. And we take, I glue mine. By the time my beads get to it, the problem with the glue is gone. But I run me a bead on the bottom. I don't like things coming apart. Like I said in other videos, I had one come apart that was made when I first got my beads. Then we take these, stick them in here. I start with 10 at a time. You can start with 5. You can build a bigger box, do 20 at a time. Whatever suits your purpose, but this is the way Sam does it. Get them in there. You get this one, line it up same way. Put my glue in there. Formaldehyde, that's what it is. Formaldehyde. But anyway, when I put something together, I like for it to stay there. Some people said, oh, I can do this and it will last and you can't pull it apart. And I'm not saying they're wrong. But to me, structurally sound, it ain't damaged. So this is the way Sam does it. Put all 10 of them in there. We got our bottoms over here. Now on my bottoms, most people puts this way, down towards the inside of the frame. Me, I turn mine up this way. And then I stick them in there. And the reason I turn mine up is, if you turn it down the other way, I don't use foundation, so I'm foundationless. And if you use foundation in here, or foundationless, either one, beetles can get down in there, moths can get down in there. You can't clean it out. All the trash from the bees on the frames, when they're cleaning, will fall down in there. And you can't get to the beetles, and they can't get to the beetles. If you turn them upside down, like I've been doing this for about a year and a half or so, turn them upside down like this, you can clean it out. The bees can clean it out. You can see better if there's wax moths in there, or beetles. And as you're chasing, the beetles will get down in these things, hiding from the bees. And if the beetles are in there, you take your hive tool, flip this thing up on the end, and just go this way and squish it. Run them down. Beetles, you can just wipe them out. We take our Harbor Freight, less than $20 stapler, and we put one nail in here, or one staple in here. These are 1¼ inch staples. You could use an inch. because it doesn't make any difference. Now all this will hold it while you're working with it. Then when you get that side, me, I'm not all that great on nailing crooked, so I take mine and turn it around. Those things fall down here on you. You turn it around. Some people say, Sam, you need to clean up your place. Well, yeah. Turn it around. Knock everything over. Then you got it around. Okay. Then you take it and you pull these together. You shoot them. Now I'm showing you how to build frames that last. And then some people say if you use glue and you do them the way you do it, you can't change pieces that break. I change pieces quite a bit that break or has damage of some sort in it. Bottoms, change sides. Ain't that big a deal. But now you got all that. Now another thing I do is I use a hot glue gun and I fill the ends, and this keeps the beetles from running so much. This is just Sam, you don't have to do this, but I am, because I can catch the beetles better. Gives them more of a problem, and it's easier for the bees. And if it's easier for the bees, I consider it easier for me. We're not going to do the whole process, just this part. Then I'll do a couple to show you what else we do. And if I knew how, I'd cut this camera off or pause it and connect it later. And then you take these and then you get your glue and you put a dab in the middle of the top if you want to use glue. If you don't use glue, you won't have to do this. But you're messing with these things, and these frames here weighs about 10 pounds when they're full of honey. You get 5 pounds of honey and 5 pounds of other stuff, wax and weight. Then you get your brush again and you just roll it. Formaldehyde from everything else that the bees are getting to. It's kind of like people. Formaldehyde ain't going to hurt you unless you really take it internally. Like I said, I can take one of these frames apart just as easy as anything else. Just fills all the cracks in so the beetles and things can't get it. And then you take your bar here. You take your bar here. It's got these little slits in here. I use wedge top, groove bottom. But they go in like this, and I get my little walnut Harbor Freight knife, and you just cut it right down. Harbor Freight. You can buy them at other places too, but other places wants to charge you money for it. Harbor Freight, I can get these at 50 cents a piece anytime. Sometimes you can get them for a quarter. Put them in there like that, and try to keep this, this. It doesn't matter if it's on the left or the right, but try to keep them all the same. We put that in there. Just check and make sure I'm right. There. 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 See, some people says I'd rather build them one at a time like this, and that's just fantastically marvelous. I don't. I ain't got time for that. Huh. Take this and put it right down there. Put that in there. You get your hammer. Make sure they're all flat. You got to make sure you hit it on that bar, because if you don't, it will break. How you know, Sam? Been there, done that. This is usually when I shoot them and they go through the side. Put it in there. Then we take our board out. That over here. Take one of these and take a baby square. You want these things square, and this one is just a little. That looks okay. And we take our other Harbor Freight staple gun. This has got little 5/8 brad, or maybe an inch brad in it. The reason I'm doing this is because this is where the structural comes in. Things will pull this way. You got staples in it, but you put something on the ends and it will hold. We're going to do that, and that's what I do to all of them. Okay. And then I take my glue and I put me a little dab of glue in there. Why, Sam? Because I take my little dab of hot glue and I put there, and I might put a little back there, and then I fill this hole in here, because that hole is where you got wax mold that's going to come under this, because if you don't get it in there properly, it's not going to work. Take a 3/8 staple gun, Put you about 4 staples in there. See, that groove is just a little bit bigger, smaller, than the board we're trying to put in it. We do that. We take our 20 pound fishing line. We start at this top. I start at the top and I pull it now. You got some people that's going to go from this corner to this corner, go from this corner to this corner, and that's just fantastic.